Yo, what's up guys, this is Dan from Team ONS, bringing you a real quick deck profile of one of my personal favorite decks to play in my spare time is the clan of Neo Nectar with their Musketeer archetype. I really like the deck, and I feel that with the new G format with the extended G zone and G guards, I feel the deck can do a lot more now, except against controls, but that's for later on the deck profile. For now, let's get started with the starter. I run the Grade 3 Searcher, Broccolini. I run it because I only run 7 Grade 3s, and I really would like to get into my Grade 3 as quickly as possible, as soon as possible, and not try to G-assist, because keeping your hand is a very important factor in this deck. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to go on to our Grade 3s. We play 4 Musketeer Vera. Vera is your win con. Vera, her effect is when she performs Legion, all Musketeers on your board gain plus 3,000. That includes herself and her Legion mate. And then her secondary effect is, once during my main phase, I can retire a Musketeer on my board, search my top 5 for another Musketeer, and Superior Call it. And then as my backup Grade 3 that I'm currently trying out, it is 3 White Lily Musketeer Cecilia. Cecilia's regular ability is the same as that of Vera's, vice versa. You retire a Musketeer, check top 5, Superior Call Musketeer, and then her limit break is you counterblast 1, return 5 normal Musketeer units from your drop zone back to your deck, and then Superior Call 2 copies of Cecilia to the field. I've been trying Cecilia. I've been keeping with Cecilia for a while, only because of my Stride deck and the amount of cards and what I had in it. And I feel that right now with Cecilia and then a lot of retire-based decks, that Cecilia would be a very good card to have, and when you stride into her specific stride. Alright, so now we're going on to the Grade 2s. We have 4 Cherry Blossom Musketeer Augusto. He's your 12k attacker of the deck. Very good power, very good pressure. Helps out a lot. Then we got 4 Licorice Musketeer Saul. Better call Saul because you don't want him damage checks, and you want him out of the deck as soon as possible so you can Legion. And his effect is when he attacks, you choose 3 normal Musketeer units from your drop zone, return them to the deck, and then during the turn that your Vanguard performs Legion, when he attacks a Vanguard, you draw a card. So it's really good in returning those Perfect Guards that you used up, anything else that you might find vital to the deck. Personally, I don't really like Augusto Saul that much, but he is a Legion mate, and you do want to run as many of them as you can and search him out, Legion up, and he's another body to ride, because you really don't want to ride our last Musketeer, and that will be Pansy Musketeer Sylvia. And Pansy Musketeer Sylvia is a very good card in the deck. I'd put it to 4, but the lineup is very tight as it is. I don't think I could do with 3 Augusto or 3 Saul again. Sylvia is when she is placed either on Vanguard or Rearguard, I reveal the top card of my deck, and if that card is a Musketeer, I Superior Call it. Which, fun fact, that's the entire deck for you. It's all Musketeers. Not a single non-Musketeer in the deck. I tried to be cheeky at one point in time and not run Musketeer triggers, but that was just... like, it's not good when you don't have bodies on board to retire. For Grade 1s, we have 4 regular Perfect Guards. It's a Perfect Guard. It guards things perfectly. Guards your rear guards, tells Dote to go kick rocks, all that good stuff. I might be turning this out into 1 Quintet Wall, but I have not done enough testing with the deck because I am more focused on main clan support and things of that nature. And so, going on, we have our 10k attacker, War Lily Musketeer Ruth. Simple and easy, 10k attacker, run 3 of. And then we have 3 Lily of the Valley Musketeer Rebecca. She is counterblast 1 when I place her on Vanguard or Rearguard, generally Rearguard. You retire another Musketeer, search your top 4, and Superior Call Musketeer. Very good. Some people choose to also run the Grade 2 version of her, which is Kaivant. I feel that I could possibly tech it in at 1, but Kaivant has time, came and went. It was nice. And then finally for our MVP of the deck, it is the one, the only Dandelion Musketeer Merca puts in the finest of work, makes all your columns big numbers, makes your Gusto swing for 21, makes everything swing for bigger numbers. Dandelion Musketeer Merca, perfect. When you have shuffled the deck at least once during the turn that she is on board, or just in general, because that's how that check timing works. When she boosts, if you have a Neo Nectar Vanguard, she becomes a 9k booster. So behind something like Cecilia, it's very good because that turns into a 19, and then if you went first, that's at least 10k shield out of their hand. Run for that. And then next up is our one singular tech of our Anemone Musketeer Susanna, Soul Blast 2 on flip 2. Generally use it to get souls out of the soul if I need to. Also, unflipping and having another target for the body is good. And then now we go on to triggers. We run 4 Allens. Allen special because when he's superior called from the deck via a Musketeer effect, I unflip 2. It's very good unflipping. And then here we go. We have 4 of me. Yay, I'm a crit trigger. The whole reason why I want to play this deck, but it turned into a deck that I really enjoyed, and I'm glad I did it. And then we have 4 Blue Rose Musketeer Ernest. Ernest is Counterblast 1, return him to the deck, you check your top 4 for a Musketeer, and call it. You got like either the theme here, yeah, you superior call from the deck, yeah, and retire things or return things. It's very good, returning triggers, always great, and then 4 Hannahs, might change it out of Hannah, go to something else because I don't want to be superior calling my heal triggers, because that's bad, because G-Guards are a good thing. That's what makes the deck work. And speaking of G-Guards, let's go right into the Stride lineup that I have finally completed after way too long. Alright, so we have 4 Dream Spinning Ranunculus Ashas. Asha, very good. She is effectively your non-Legion Legion turn in terms of power, because what she does is you choose a face-down copy and flip it face up. And then until end of turn, she lets you choose one of your rear guards, and then if you have at least 2 copies of that card on the field, your entire front row gets plus 5k. And then if you have 2 face-up G units, you get to choose one of your rear guards and copy it, and then that copy gains plus 2k. It's very good for filling up field, and especially if you only have 1 Merca and you have 2 Augustos in the front, just makes it instant 21 columns on sides, and then plus the 5 is 26. And then the 1 is 29. Very, very nice. And then we're running 2 of the Cecilia Stride, White Lily Musketeer Captain Cecilia. Her effect, Counterblast 1 and retire 2 Musketeers. And when you do so, you get to check your top 5 and superior call 3 Musketeers, which is very good. It's going to be very good for the upcoming format where Kagero is going to have a lot of aggressive retiring, and you need to be able to replenish your board very quickly. Which is why, a reason why I feel that running Cecilia right now is a very good idea. Next up, we have 2 Sacred Tree Jingleflower Dragons. It's a good stride. It makes, like, copies swing for bigger powers. Every copy gains plus 2 for every copy on field. So if you get Augustos that swing for a good power, or just whatever you have that's a duplicate on the field. Next up we run 1 Madu, because you have Legion and you have Cecilia, so you're definitely getting that Stride fodder back, and you need to try as best you can to not pitch many cards like out of your hand. It really hurts the deck when you have to pitch 2 cards, even 3 cards from your deck, from your hand to Stride. And then we have 1 singular GR Primavera. Wait for it. Yeah, because this card, great one of. Only a one of. Don't run more than 1, because that's a Counterblast 3, and you discard a card. But in return, if you have an Augusto and a Merca, you basically get a full field of Augustos and Mercas for after you return 5 normal units back to the deck and discard the 1, you get to clone pretty much your entire field. And it's your other way, right next to Dream Spinning Asha for a very aggressive Legion turn. And then for our last stride, we have Seabreeze because grade 2 game, I don't care. Whatever. Then we have 2 Dismals because protect the Merca at all costs. You want that Merca to stay alive as much as possible because that is your aggression. 1 Screw because you need to be able to turn 10k shield into 15 into 26 and try to save as much card as you can. And then we're running 2 of the Neo Nectar G-Guard because G-Guards are fun, and it also adds resist to whatever unit we choose to call. And all in all, that rounds up the Stride lineup. Like I was saying, instead of Cecilia, which I like to have as my backup grade 3, a lot of people also generally run Holly Musketeer Elvira from the Fires collection. It's generally up to your preference which one you want to run, because then that your Stride Zone will definitely reflect that in what these 2 cards are going to be. Elvira does the same thing. You retire 1, check top 5, Superior Call, but that cost is a Soul Blast. However, she can also work in early game aggression, where you can counterblast 1, and then when something is Superior Called, you pay the cost, and then she gains an additional crit. So it's very good for early game if you go first. Like I said, she was good if you had the strides for it. However, with Kagro gaining their 2 new G-Guardians, I don't think she might see any more play. And Cecilia might be the more favorable grade 3, despite the 10k base. Alright, so that is it for me. I've rambled on for way too long, even though there is no such thing as a rambling rose in this deck. Thanks for checking out my profile. Any questions or comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. I will be catching you guys later. This is Dan from Team ONS signing off.